Hey and welcome to the Daily Man United News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Erik Ten Hag backs Harry Maguire and is convinced Manchester United captain will get back to his best. Manchester United manager Erik Ten Hag backs captain Harry Maguire to get back to his best. In recent weeks, the Old Trafford side's 29-year-old centre-back has found himself on the bench. Maguire has not started for United since the Red Devils conceded 4 goals at the Dutch Community Stadium against Brentford, and it looks like the England international has lost his place under the Dutch manager. However, speaking to the media ahead of the visit to the Etihad Stadium via Manchester Evening News, Ten Hag still trusts Maguire. The Dutch manager believes in the 29-year-old abilities, and the former Ajax head coach has faith in the England international. Ten Hag went on to say, "First of all, of course, I have to coach him. I have to back him, but I back him because I believe in him. You see his career, almost 50 caps for England, for Leicester and Man United. He is performing really well. What you see is high potential. I am sure he can do it, and he will turn it around. I am convinced of that." Even though Maguire has not played much for United in recent weeks, Gareth Southgate still counted on him. The 29-year-old was called to represent the Three Lions against Italy and Germany in the UEFA Nations League. Maguire started in both fixtures, however, the centre-back did not convince fans with his performances. The England international also picked up an injury against Germany. As a result, United will be without the defender when they face Manchester City next in the Premier League. With Varane and Martinez in the back line, United have a perfect record. Considering the fine form United have been in, it's evidently going to be difficult for players on the bench to get regular minutes. Whether Maguire is able to bounce back remains to be seen. Pep Guardiola full of praise for Manchester United defender Lisandro Martinez, speaking in Friday's press conference ahead of the Manchester derby, as quoted by Manchester Evening News. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola has rubbished claims about the height of Red Devils defender Lisandro Martinez. The Spanish tactician went on to praise the 24-year-old's defending and admitted that he was a solid signing for Erik Ten Hag's team. He reiterated that the Argentinian centre-back's height wouldn't be a problem in the derby. After a couple of shaky performances at the beginning of the season, Martinez has really settled well into life at Old Trafford and has formed a solid defensive partnership with French centre-back Raphael Varane until now. The former Ajax man has shown the qualities that Erik Ten Hag demands from a central defender, and his passing out from the back is really helping the Red Devils. Martinez is very tenacious in his play and doesn't shy away from a tackle. The fact that he has already played under the manager during their time together at Amsterdam seems to be really helping Martinez. He knows what exactly the Dutchman expect and is able to provide just that. Pep Guardiola has coached short players all through his career as a manager. He very famously put Javier Mascherano in central defense for Barcelona. Lisandro Martinez is 0.1 cm taller than Mascherano, and Guardiola is sure that the Man United man will succeed. It's true what the Spanish coach says, although Martinez might not have a height advantage. He has so many other attributes that make him a solid central defender, and the Argentinian will have a lot of success at Manchester. The derby is a great game for Martinez to prove all his doubters wrong. If he can keep the much more physical Erling Haaland at bay, a lot of noise surrounding him will die down, and the Argentinian can play his game in peace. Lisandro Martinez is a solid piece of business by the Red Devils. It's only a matter of time before people realize this and stop doubting his abilities. Rio Ferdinand thinks that the Manchester derby will end in a draw. Speaking on his 5 podcast as quoted by Manchester Evening News, Manchester United legend Rio Ferdinand thinks that the Manchester derby this weekend will end in a draw between the two teams. However, Ferdinand did go on to admit that it was him talking more from the heart and not from the head, which seemed to hint that, rationally thinking, he believes Manchester City will emerge victorious. It's rather surprising to see a legend of the club like Ferdinand make such a comment, almost conceding that City were the better club but it's a fair reflection of where we find ourselves at the moment. Erik ten Hag has produced some interesting results with Man United, and the team seems to be improving, as seen in the wins against Liverpool and Arsenal. However, Manchester City are a different proposition to face. We know from history that form counts for nothing when it comes to a derby. The team that handles the atmosphere better on that given day is the team that generally comes out on top in a derby. Speaking about the derby game, which he thinks will end in a draw, Rio Ferdinand said, "That's going to be a big one. Do I fancy United to win it? I think score a draw. I am going to go for. Maybe that's my heart over my head, but I am going to go score a draw." Manchester United and Erik ten Hag will have to come up with something really special if they were to get the better of the defending champions when they take them on tomorrow, and it makes for a fun watch. Barcelona are eyeing Manchester United star Marcus Rashford in 2023. Barcelona are eyeing Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford, ready for the summer of 2023. Rashford is set to be out of contract at the end of the season, and with no new deal in the pipeline, as it stands, he could be about to leave Manchester United on a free transfer. The England international has had a tough few years at Manchester United, but he has found a resurgence in form over the last few weeks, winning the Premier League Player of the Month award for September. Now, according to Sport, Barcelona are considering a move for Manchester United attacker Rashford ready for the summer transfer window of 2023. However, Manchester United do have the option to extend his current contract by another year, so Rashford leaving on a free would be fairly unlikely. If they know they can extend his deal and receive a transfer fee for him, a move away from the club wouldn't make too much sense after flourishing under Erik ten Hag so far this season. But sometimes the attraction of playing for a club like Barcelona can be too big to turn down. Rashford has already experienced playing for the biggest club in England, so the experience of playing in Spain could be of interest to him. Manchester United star attracting interest from multiple European clubs. Manchester United defender Diogo Dalot is attracting interest from multiple European clubs. Dalot has endured a difficult time during his Manchester United career for the most part, but the Portuguese defender has found a resurgence in form under Erik ten Hag. Dalot's contract is set to expire at the end of the season, but it wouldn't be a surprise to see the Manchester United defender offer it new terms after such an impressive start to the season. Now, according to Vigaches, Dalot is attracting the interest of as many as 5 European clubs: Barcelona, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Roma, and AC Milan are all set to be keeping tabs on Dalot. As it stands, Dalot will be allowed to leave Manchester United for free at the end of the season. If Dalot signs a new contract at Old Trafford, it will be interesting to see if the aforementioned clubs still pursue the right back. With it just Aaron Wan-Bissaka as a backup option, Manchester United may need to be in the market for a right back during the January transfer window. If Dalot doesn't sign a new deal, he will be able to sign a pre-contract agreement with a European club in January. Paul Scholes criticises Manchester United move for Raphael Varane. Former Manchester United star Paul Scholes has been underwhelmed by Raphael Varane's time at Old Trafford. United opted to make a bold move for the French international last summer after he indicated his desire to leave Real Madrid ahead of the 21-22 campaign. Injuries disrupted his first season in English football, with an estimated 17 games missed through a string of minor issues as United underwent a season of upheaval. However, despite edging back to full fitness since the start of 22-23, Scholes remain unconvinced by Varane's long-term position in the Red Devils' backline. Why would Real Madrid let Varane go? If you looked at him last season, he didn't look right. I didn't think it was a great transfer window, Scholes told the Overlap podcast, as reported via the Daily Mirror. The manager has realized he doesn't have the players to play the way he wants. He had to go more direct. Varane, great a player as he's been, is not a great footballer. Scholes was also questioned about the 2022 move for Casemiro, as United again looked to Los Blancos to increase the level of experience in their squad. but Scholes is also undecided on the Brazilian. Nobody at the club is taking responsibility for transfers this year. Casemiro was done over 2 days. I wonder if it was the manager signing a lot of money spent and a long contract, said Scholes. Chelsea joined Manchester United in the race for Everton goalkeeper Jordan Pickford. Manchester United have been joined by Chelsea in the race for Everton goalkeeper Jordan Pickford, according to transfer expert Simon Phillips. The Blues eye the England international as a replacement for Edouard Mendy. Chelsea are concerned about the Senegal international. Mendy signed for the Blues in 2020 from Stade Rennais, and his current contract runs until 2025. However, the 30-year-old's future at the Stamford Bridge side is unclear, and Pickford is the chosen one to replace Mendy if he were to leave in the near future. Graham Potter has the 28-year-old in his list of shot-stoppers being eyed. United are also keen on Pickford, and the England international is contracted to the Toffees until 2024. The Red Devils want someone to compete with David De Gea. Also, the Spaniard's existing deal ends next year. De Gea has had a few shaky moments in the 22-23 campaign. The Spaniard made a few significant errors in the first 2 games against Brighton and Brentford. Erik Ten Hag seemingly wants the side to play from out the back. However, with De Gea in between the sticks, the Dutch manager has evidently had to tweak his system a bit. Since the 4-0 loss at the Dutch Community Stadium, the Spaniard has played long on a lot of occasions. However, the 31-year-old has shown his shot-stopping abilities against the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal. Pickford is an established international. The 28-year-old is someone who is good with the ball at his feet. The Evertonians' recent performance in the Merseyside derby caught a lot of people's eyes. It remains to be seen what De Gea's future holds at United, and if the Spaniard does leave, will Pickford be the one to replace him? Only time will tell. Aston Villa have no intention of allowing Manchester United target to leave the club. Aston Villa have no intention of allowing Manchester United transfer target Emiliano Martinez to leave the club in January. According to Football Insider, Manchester United are considering making a move for Aston Villa goalkeeper Martinez. With David De Gea out of contract at the end of the season, Erik Ten Hag may have to plan for life without the Spanish goalkeeper, and Martinez is reportedly on Manchester United's wish list. However, a fresh report from Football Insider has claimed that Aston Villa have no interest in allowing Martinez to leave the club in January. Manager Steven Gerrard reportedly sees Martinez as untouchable, and selling him in the middle of the season makes little sense for Aston Villa. With De Gea out of contract in the summer, and Dean Henderson likely to push for a permanent move due to playing regular first-team football, Manchester United will be in the market for a new goalkeeper. Finding a goalkeeper capable of playing out from the back will be a priority, with Ten Hag looking to fully implement his style on Manchester United. Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City to rival Manchester United for Villarreal defender Pau Torres. Manchester United are set to battle Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City for the signature of Villarreal centre-back Pau Torres. The North London side are interested in the 25-year-old, according to Vigaches. The Red Devils have been linked with a move for Torres for some time now. However, the Sky Blues have also been associated with the Spaniard's signature. Spurs manager Antonio Conte is also keen on strengthening his options in defense. The Italian does not trust Davinson Sanchez and Barcelona loanee Clément Lenglet. Torres is an established international. The 25-year-old started for Luis Enrique's team in the recent UEFA Nations League fixtures against Switzerland and Portugal. La Furia Roja have made it to the finals of the competition. The Spaniard came up through the ranks at Villarreal. After a fruitful loan spell with Malaga in the 18-19 season, he returned to the Yellow Submarine. Since then, the 25-year-old has been a constant in the La Liga outfits backline. United have a number of options in the backline. It remains to be seen whether our captain and Lindelof will reconsider their futures if they keep on being benched. And Torres is an experienced centre-back capable of adding depth to the squad if need be. I will be uploading daily Man United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.